All right, so guys, these are your notes for multiplying polynomials. There are a couple done already because when I was trying to record a second ago, my phone fell and I didn't feel like having to go back to my room to get another sheet. Besides, you already know how to do these first two, because if there's one term outside the parentheses, we're going to distribute it. Negative 4x squared times 2x gives you negative x squared. Negative 4x times negative 5 gives you a positive 20x. On this one, I had a 2x outside. 2x times x squared gives you a 2x to the third power. 2x times negative 8x gives you a negative 16x squared. Remember, you add exponents when you're multiplying variables. There's a 1 there, a 1 there, that gives me a 2. There's a 1 there, a 2 there, that gives me a 3. 2x times 1 gives you positive 2x. And also, I mentioned on the other video, we're not doing all of these. We're probably just going to do the left-hand side. So 4x squared times 3x squared, that's going to give me 4 times 3 is 12. I'm going to add my exponents, so that's going to become x to the 5th. 4x squared minus 2x squared gives me that's a negative 2, negative 8x. 2 plus 2 gives you 4. And then I've got 4x squared times negative 1x. So 4 times negative 1 is negative 4x to the third power. So that's all a review. You've already done some like this. There are no like terms once we get to this point, so you're finished. Now 7 and 9 is going to change. This is going to be a little bit different. We're going to use something called the box method. The box method is really nice because it organizes what we're multiplying. So what you're going to do, you're going to take these two and you're going to write them on the side of my box, and signs are important. I've got 7 and a positive, or a z, positive z and a positive 5, so my z and 5 are positive here. My next parentheses are going to go on top. I've got a z and a 3. So now we're going to multiply. So to fill in the box, we're going to multiply. Z times z gives me a z squared. Z times 3, that's what goes in this box, gives me a 3z. This box is going to be this multiplied times that, so it's 5 times z, that gives me a 5z. And then this box is going to be this times that, so it's 5 times 3, 15. Your like terms are always going to be right there. I'm going to do it the long way here. So that's going to be z squared. I've got a positive 3z and a positive 5z plus 15. So if it's a 2 by 2, your like terms are always going to be right there. So there are my like terms that I have to combine. So that gives me a z squared. 3 plus 5 is 8, z plus 15. All right, so let's do another one like that. All right, so I've got my box. On the left-hand side of my box, I'm going to write this first set of parentheses, 2x and a positive 3. On the top, I'm going to write this set of parentheses. That gives me a 3x and a negative 4. So now I'm multiplying to fill in my box. 2 times 3 is 6. X times x is x squared. 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. Don't forget your x. This box is 3 times 3x, that gives me 9x. This box is 3 times negative 4, negative 12. So if you've done a Punnett square, it's the same principles here. Again, my like terms are right there. I'm going to do it the long way one more time. That gives me 6x squared. I've got a negative 8x and a positive 9x minus 12. There are my like terms I have to combine. That gives me 6x squared. That gives me a positive x minus 12. In your calculator, you would do negative 8 plus 9. That's going to give you a positive 1x. All right, so 2 by 2s aren't too bad. Biggest thing you have to remember when you're filling in your box, you're multiplying. When you're taking things out of your box to get to this point, now we're adding. Okay, you should, on 2 by 2s, you're only going to have one set of like terms. All right, so if you'll notice, this one has 2 in the front, 3 in the back. So my box is going to look a little bit different. I'm still going to have it going down 2, but now I need another set of boxes. Down the left-hand side, I'm going to do 3x and a positive 2. On the top, I'm going to do 2x squared, a positive 3x, and a negative 5. So this box is going to be filled by multiplying 3x times 2x squared. 3 times 2 is 6. X to the first times x squared is x to the third. Remember, add your exponents. This box is going to be a 3x times a 3x. 3 times 3 is 9. X times x is x squared. This box is 3x times negative 5. Well, 3 times negative 5 is negative 15x. This box is 2 times 2x squared is 4x squared. 2 times 3x is 6x. 2 times negative 5 is negative 10, not negative 15, sorry. So now if you look, here are your like terms again. But let's go ahead and write all of we have in this box. I've got a 6x to the third power. I've got a 9x squared. I've got a minus 15x. I've got a plus 4x squared. I've got a plus 6x and a minus 10. Let's look for like terms. I only have one x to the third power, so I know my final answer is going to have an x to the third power. Next, I've got an x squared and another x squared, so 9 and 4. Remember, now we're adding is 13 x squared. I've got an x term. I've got an x term. So I've got a negative 15 plus 6. That gives me negative 9x. And then I've got a constant out here on the end. It's my only one. So that's my final answer. So if you'll notice, when we get into some of these that are more than 2 by 2, so 2 terms times 2 terms, this box method really helps you organize. You can skip this step because for now, your like terms are always going to be on these diagonals. Like terms are here. I could have just added 9 plus negative 8 gives me 1. 5 plus 3 gives me 8. 4 plus 9 gives me 13x squared. 6x and a negative 15x gives me a negative 9x.